The United States owes money to countries all over the world. And as all of you are very well aware of, the economy is also falling apart in the United States. And what do most people do when they lose their job or they're starting to lose money? They try to find some other alternative to get money. And some people, they become drug dealers. And also, the doctors in the United States are over-medicating people all the time. A person can walk in for something as simple as a sprained ankle and say that it hurts to walk on, when really the best advice would be stay off your foot for a couple days and it should be healed. The doctor could look at it and be like, all right, looks like it's a serious problem here. I'm going to prescribe you Vicodin. Next thing you know, it is a month later and this person is in a drug rehab clinic for an addiction to Vicodin. Well, I have a solution for all these problems. Legalize marijuana. And I have 4 reasons why that should be done. 1, the war on drugs. We are spending a lot of money on that for what seems to be almost pointless. 2, marijuana can be taxed. 3, marijuana is safer to use than tobacco or alcohol. And 4, medical purposes. My first point, millions of dollars are spent each year for the war on drugs. And yet marijuana drug busts in the United States account for over half of drug busts every year. That seems a little out of proportion, doesn't it? For everything else that is more dangerous, like meth, heroin, and cocaine. If marijuana were legalized, police would have a lot of better things to do than to go after, typical pothead who's most likely going to be sitting there on the couch getting high, eating potato chips and playing video games. A surprising fact, High Times Magazine states that drug dealers are the #1 people in the United States who wants marijuana to stay illegal. Sounds a little strange, but it makes sense because it makes things easier for them to get money. They can charge as much money for however much they want to anybody. If they were to make marijuana illegal, or legal, it would make it harder for drug dealers to get money because they would have to move up to harder substances like cocaine. Which money brings me to my second point. With the taxation of marijuana, we can reduce the amount of money owed to the rest of the world. It can help the economy by producing jobs. Marijuana is a cash crop. It will make it so that we will have more jobs for people who can help out with the farming, because it is actually a very tedious process to produce the plant. It can also, the taxation of it can also bring in money for the government that can be sent to schools to help kids get a higher education. And for all of you patriots, the money can be sent to the government to support our troops overseas by producing new weapons and such. In a way, marijuana can be safe for this country. Which brings me to my third point. It is safer to use than alcohol and tobacco. Almost every single day you hear about people drinking and driving and they're dead. Or they die of some alcohol-related problems. And of course, we hear every single day, tobacco kills people. There has not been a single case of somebody dying of an overdose of marijuana. It is nearly almost impossible. A person would have to ingest 1/3 of their body weight in order to die of an overdose. And people have died from using marijuana, but that was because they were doing something stupid when they were high. And finally, my fourth point, medical purposes. Marijuana has been used as medicine for centuries. In fact, in the 1800s, the Queen of England, for that matter, used marijuana because she had anorexia. Marijuana can help with insomnia, anorexia, migraines, and stress. Insomnia, if you get high, you'll start to get sleepy. You'll fall up and you'll fall asleep. When you get high with marijuana, you get the munchies, so it helps with anorexia. Marijuana is also a mild pain reliever. So if you have a headache, smoke a little bit, it will help. And it is another way to relieve stress. And in conclusion, marijuana should be legalized because it will help the economy by producing jobs. It will reduce money owed to the rest of the world. It will reduce money wasted on the war on drugs. And it will reduce the amount of drug dealers everywhere. And it can be taxed to help out schools and soldiers overseas, safer use than alcohol or tobacco, and finally the medical purposes. Thank you.